Bom, hoje o CasaMundo tem o privilégio de ser recebido pelo Embaixador Suresh Reddy na Embaixada da Índia, um espaço que simboliza a riqueza cultural de um país singular. A Índia, com sua diversidade vibrante, se manifesta em cada detalhe, na sua gastronomia, sua arquitetura e nas suas celebrações tradicionais. E falando sobre arquitetura, o projeto da Embaixada da Índia, de autoria do arquiteto brasileiro Paulo Henrique Paranhos, foi inaugurado em 2014 e sua proposta arquitetônica buscou criar um edifício que refletisse a harmonia entre as duas culturas, indiana e brasileira, incorporando elementos que dialogam com as tradições arquitetônicas de ambos os países. So, Ambassador, thank you for being here and for welcome CasaMundo. First of all, I would like to bring and highlight the importance of our country here in our city. As we can know, the Embassy of India plays a role very important here in the city, and especially promoting many events such as the Diwali celebration that happened last week. So could you please tell us about these initiatives and the importance in making stronger the relations between Brazil and India?
Thank you so much, Renata, and I would like to say a very warm welcome to all the viewers of CasaMundo. It's a pleasure to be part of the program, and I must thank you because through this program we are able to connect India and Brazil even better, and I would like to welcome everybody to the Indian Embassy here. Thank you for this opportunity. You know, Diwali is a word which brings a lot of joy. When you hear the word, everybody waits for Diwali. You know, everybody thinks, when is Diwali going to come? Because it's a day of celebration. And I would say it's something like the carnival. You know, everybody waits for the carnival in Brazil. Similarly in India, people wait for two functions. One is Diwali and one is Holi. And I'm going to tell you that again in March next year, we are going to celebrate Holi here in the embassy. And I'd like to invite our friends, everybody to come and join us in the celebration. See, Diwali is a very important festival because we believe it gives hope. It's a day when we believe that the good won over the bad. It's a day when the right won over the evil. And it's a day when the new start happens for everybody. And so it's a day when we forget the challenges. We start with a very optimistic, forward-looking, a new day which begins in our life. So that is what is the importance of Diwali. Now, naturally, being here as an embassy, we are very happy to celebrate these special occasions with our friends from Brazil. And we had a large number of friends from Brazil who joined us. More than 250 people joined us on that day. And I hope you'll be seeing the video also and sharing it with our viewers. You know, we share a very special relations with Brazil, India and Brazil. We have been connected. And when you look at it in terms of independence, of course, Brazil got independence almost 200 years ago. You became an independent country 200 years ago. But for the past 75 years, when India has been independent, we have had a very strong partnership. And we, as two large countries, we are two large democracies, and we share similar values, and we hold the same ideals. I mean, for us, for example, the family is very important. And the importance we attach to the family values is same. Whether it is in Brazil or India, we have the same values. Or as to democracies. You know, today we are two shining examples of democracies globally. India is, of course, considered to be the biggest democracy. And as we say, it is considered to be the mother of all democracies because democracy in India goes back to a few thousand years ago. It is not something new. And so for us, this partnership is very, very special. It is not really about the partnership in BRICS. It is not really about the partnership in IPSA. It is not really about the partnership globally in multilateral organizations, institutions, but fundamentally the people-to-people partnership. That is what is the foundation of this great relationship between the two countries.
And talking about values, Indian society is known for its rich cultural diversity and family tradition. Could you share a little about your family background, the customs you uphold, and how this influence your role as an ambassador?
It's a very interesting question because in India, as you know, is like Brazil, a very diverse, culturally multi-ethnic, multicultural society, India. And also importantly, it's a multilinguistic society. Unlike Brazil, you have Portuguese across the country. Maybe there are some dialects of Portuguese, but broadly speaking, it is Portuguese which is used across the country. But if you look at India, we have more than 5,000 dialects. And in the constitution itself, we have more than 28 languages. And even the names of the states in India are named after the languages. And so coming from a multicultural, multi-ethnic society, for me, when I come to Brazil, I find a lot of similarities. You also have a very rich culture. When I go to Pernambuco, or if I go to Sao Paulo, or if I go to Curitiba, or if I go to Rio, the culture is different. And it is so rich, it is so beautiful. And you also talk of the food. The food is so different. I mean, whether it's a moqueca from Salvador, which I love to eat, by the way, or whether it is a barbecue from Porto Alegre, I mean, you name it. It's like, it's a country in which we share a lot of similar values. As a family, I mentioned earlier, the importance we attach to the family, the importance we attach to taking care of our elders. A lot of values are very similar. And so for me, coming from India, I feel at home in Brazil, really. And of course, the people, they are special. They are so special, I cannot really say. They have welcomed us with open hands, with open arms. It's really beautiful to be in Brazil.
In September 1968, we have the visit of the then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, and he visited our city, and in this very site, she established a fundamental stone. Yes, and it's very interesting because according to accounts, this stone was brought by her own delegation in their luggage. And more recently, the embassy celebrates the 75 years of diplomatic relations between Brazil and India. And could you share with us any special moments or visits during this period in the embassy or in our city?
Thank you. I would say, I mean, this embassy was inaugurated in July 2014 by our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. He came down to Brasilia especially to inaugurate this embassy. And talking of embassies, I would say perhaps today in Brasilia, this is the best embassy in terms of architecture. It's not only about the work, but also in terms of architecture, because we have combined beauty with also practicality. And we have used the space very well. We have used the space for providing a beautiful working space, a beautiful embassy here, and also for constructing the residences, like my residence, the residence of my colleagues. It's all, and inside we have adequate, play area for all the children, and it's all bright and open. That is the beauty of the whole complex, that you don't feel cramped, but everybody has got their own space, and it's all about living with fresh air, all about living in the fresh sun, getting the sunlight daily into your house. So this is really a very special embassy, very special building. And in terms of visits, I mean, as I said, for us it's a very special partnership with Brazil. And so we have a lot of visits happening between India and Brazil. And you would be surprised to know that in the last 365 days, in the last 1 year, we had more than 48 delegations go from Brazil to India. And if you look at from India to Brazil, there would be another 45 delegations. So in 1 year, we had more than 90 delegations between the two countries. And that's a large number of delegations to happen in 1 year, right? So it's almost like every week we are having 2 delegations literally going up and down. That speaks of the depth of the relationship. We have had some very high-level visits here at the embassy. We had the visit of our Foreign Minister, Dr. Jaishankar. He came here 2 years ago. And then we have had the visit of our Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Dr. Muralidharan. and we have had a delegation of parliamentarians who have come here. These all visits are very important because they reflect the importance we attach to the relations. And recently we also had the visit of our Minister for Energy, Minister for Petroleum, Mr. Hardeep Puri. And incidentally, Mr. Hardeep Puri was also ambassador here in Brasília many years ago. So it's very happy to come back to the city in which he was the ambassador before.
Yeah, so a lot of work, and it's very interesting because it represents the dialogue between Brazil and India. Yeah.
True, true. I mean, this is work which is fun. We enjoy this work, right?
Yeah.
Because we are strengthening the partnership. And if you look at it, like before our relations, our trade, for example, right, was about $7 billion. Now it has gone up to say, $16 billion. It went up to 16 billion. And I think this year it is going to be maybe 14 billion or something, which is a good number. But obviously it is not enough. And what is interesting is that now Brazil is exporting more to India because there are so many products which Brazil can export. And that is what I also do. I go out and talk to the people, tell them there's a big market waiting in India, so please start looking at Indian market. And so today I find more and more products from Brazil are going to India. The most recent is, for example, your avocados, your oranges, your apples, they're all now being exported to India, which was not the case before. You know.
Bom, é importante também trazer aqui que a missão diplomática indiana chegou aqui no Brasil em 1948, logo após a sua independência, foi transferida para Brasília em 1971 e em 2014 houve a inauguração desse prédio da embaixada, que foi um resultado de um concurso promovido por essa própria embaixada, que começou em 2003, né? Como a gente já falou, do arquiteto brasileiro Paulo Henrique Paranhos. Bom, Ambassador, as I mentioned, the architecture of this embassy represent the dialogue between Brazil and India, because we have here elements from the architecture from the Brazil and from India. And for you, which elements in the embassy building reflect Indian cultural identity?
It's a good question, because when this building was envisaged, when this building was being planned, what was the main element which we looked at? The main element we looked at was how do we combine the beauty of Brasilia with what Brasilia has got to offer, which as I mentioned is the natural light and the fresh air. And this building really reflects the spirit of Brazil, I should say. And it also reflects the importance we attach, for example, to the sunlight. You will be quite surprised to know that in India we have a temple dedicated to sunlight. And this temple was built more than 700 years ago. It's called the Konarak Sun Temple. And I'll be happy to show you some photos about it. And so for us, sunlight is very important. And today, you look at this building, it really allows all the light possible into your life. And so that is what this is. And that is Festival of Diwali. It's all about lights. And so this building actually is a beautiful combination of what is important in India and the best of what Brazil has got to offer, and especially this city. So that is what the architect has done, Paulo Henrique Paranhos. And I must congratulate him on this beautiful structure which is constructed.
And here in the embassy, we see many artworks. Can you tell us about these artworks and what they represent?
You know, this building, as I mentioned, the embassy structure, it also reflects the new India, right? But inside the embassy, we wanted to showcase our traditional heritage, our civilization, our culture, and that is what you find here. You know, like for example, if you look at the statue, Ganesha, we believe when you're starting something new, we try to get his blessings so that whatever you want to start something new, it will be successful. And here, you know, it's such a beautiful piece of work. If you look at the painting which is there behind you, that represents, you know, the very popular Krishna. I'll show you one more nice painting, which is an ancient painting style, which is more than 500 years old painting style of miniature painting. That is also of Krishna, but from another part of India. Like this painting was done in my state, in Hyderabad, while that was done in Rajasthan. So we are trying to showcase different parts of India inside the embassy. And down in the auditorium, I'll be happy to showcase also a lot of our traditional tribal artifacts, which are displayed very proudly. So we try to showcase the best of India, especially the civilization, the culture, and along with a combination of the modern India, which today India is building. Come, let me show you the embassy so that everybody can see what we have, how we have displayed our culture, our heritage, and please, it will be a pleasure to show the embassy to everybody. As you can see, it's quite a big open space here, which is quite bright and airy, and it's a place where everybody enjoys to work. It creates such a bright atmosphere for them to work in, and at the same time, they also feel at home, because we are displaying our heritage, our culture. So everybody feels at home also here. And as I was mentioning, I'll show you, we are very proud of our civilization and culture in which we showcase here. If you look at this is called Mehendi, which is done at the time of wedding. And here we have this picture of this beautiful temple from the south, which is more than 1,000 years old. And look at the exquisite artwork, the culture, the statues and the architecture, which is more than 1,000 years ago, this was built. And this is somebody whom we take great pride in. He is what called the father of modern India, Sardar Patel. And this, of course, as I mentioned, Ganesha, who is very popular, everybody in Brazil knows. But if you turn back and see what we have displayed here, these are the posters of some of our famous movies. These are the posters of some of our movies because of the strong, again, connect between India and Brazil in the field of movies. A lot of Brazilians, they know about this movie called Padman. And RRR, this is the movie which won the Oscar for the song Natu Natu. So we had a screening of this movie also here in Brazil. Such a beautiful carving, such a beautiful work it is. And this statue is also quite an old statue. And basically they represents Lakshmi. Lakshmi we consider to be goddess of wealth. This is what I was mentioning, that they are from different parts of India, our indigenous tribal handicrafts, which we are proud to showcase here. And here we have regular yoga classes. We have a lot of yoga classes here regularly. I think 4 times a week we have yoga classes. And it will be good fun if you come and record a yoga class also as part of the program. Yeah, anybody can come. We do yoga classes and anybody can come and register and join the classes. It's free. We have in every class about 50 people. 50 people come and participate in the yoga. That is my residence. Like you can see in the residence is also, it's wide open, green. We're allowing for the sunlight and the fresh air to enter. But I want to show something interesting here. If you see the top of a roof, you can see the solar panels. But we are the first embassy in Brazil to go green. Ours is a clean energy, solar energy, 100%. And we are the first embassy to do that. And so we take great pride in that we are showing the way for the others. And we are very proud of what we have done in Brazil. He built this house in a very nice manner. You can see he has built a stage to allow for cultural performances. And so we use this open space for connecting many cultural performances here.
Ambassador, what does Brasília mean to you?
That's a good question. You know, I think when you say the word Brasilia, it means fun. It means joy. Me and my family, we have very lot of pleasant memories of our stay in Brasilia, and every day it has been wonderful. And especially our friends, our Brazilian friends, the way they have welcomed us, as I mentioned, with an open heart. I'm really grateful to them, and for making our stay memorable and really enjoyable every day. Life in Brasilia is adventure. Every day is different, and there's so many beautiful things to see, so many beautiful things to do in the city. I mean, you got some of the very fine restaurants. There are so many cultural activities which keep happening, and then you got, of course, the water, the beautiful Lake Paranoa, right? And so you can do everything, all kind of whatever sports you want to do, or whatever cultural activity you want to do. You know, this city is rich. It's rich in every way. The quality of life is outstanding. And so we are very, very happy in Brasilia.
Yes, and once again, thank you so much, Ambassador, for sharing this value history and cultural perspective. And it's a great pleasure to have the Embassy of India at CasaMundo.
Thank you. Thank you so much. The pleasure has been mine to be with you in this show.